What's up, people?
What's up, y'all?
Mitchell&Mitchell sip and spill. I'm trying to see why we always trying to see. I guess it's okay. We in the camp. We in there.
What's up,
How we
y'all?
look?
How y'all doing tonight? Welcome.
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 Oh, yeah,
Watch out.
Yeah, watch out. We got our sip and spill. I don't know what episode is this one. I don't know. Maybe shit.
Ooh, I think we have definitely done over 100 episodes.
Right, but this is our. I don't know how many live one we're doing, but this live one.
Well, we tried. I mean, well, you know.
We trying to get our grown folk on. Can you guys hear us? If you can, say something. Whoever's here, say hello.
Yeah,
say comment to us and say whatever. Say hello. Right. I don't know how we. So tonight is going to be a little. There's just hidden houses. So how was your week?
My week was good.
What you laughing at?
It's always it's always a different. We have different vibes every time we do a show, don't you think?
Yeah, different vibe, different vibe, different energies, different topics, different things come on, different things we encounter.
We always. I mean, and I know y'all see it say we do not own the rights to this music, and it should be saying let's talk about sex, but that's what this show is about to be.
Right. Well, that's what the.
But we don't. We play music and we don't want y'all.
We had our music on there.
That's own the rights to the music.
Go ahead and play something, but we were left on us like y'all talking too much.
No, it's okay.
And they're like, listen, y'all ain't talking about shit. So because y'all ain't talking about shit, I'm gonna go ahead and
this is our show, as I always say. So come on, take a seat. We give people a time for y'all to, do what you do. Let us know you're here, then you let us know you're here, then that's how we'll say hello.
Right. We're gonna do a little adjustment. Make sure.
Okay. That's what we be doing. This is what we be doing. So, up a little bit. That's what you're trying to do?
Look at the camera.
The camera is good.
As long as the camera is good from there.
It really is.
Okay. So we sip on little good old red wine.
We sipping on wine. We sipping and spilling. Right now we're sipping. So welcome to the Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill.
I think tomorrow's my mom's birthday, actually. My mom's birthday. And then normally on the 20th of March, it's either the 20th or the 21st was the first day of spring. So I know everybody's excited about getting out this getting past it, because the pandemic stuff been opening up. People are allowing people to come mask out. Now it's gonna be a little warmer. We got fortunate. We had our daylight saving time last weekend, so now we lost an hour, but it stays darker. I mean, lighter, longer. Spring forward. So it gets darker later. Thank God. Like at least at 7 o'clock, 7 something, it's still light out. I used to hate that when it's wintertime when it's 5 o'clock and it's dark as hell. It's
depressing.
Suppressing.
Well, you know what? We're gonna be
saying
happy birthday to Mom tomorrow, and that's Clarence. A beautiful day, spring. Going forward, I love it.
Hey, Clarence, how are you?
Hey, Clarence. Hey, Bridget.
Hey.
Bridget. So tonight, the show we're gonna be talking about is that thing.
Thing.
She
got that's R. Kelly can't say. Oh my God.
She
got me singing.
We got Kels in the building.
Oh Lord, no, we don't. What's so funny is I was such a supporter of him. I was in such denial for so long.
Look, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna get up because all I'm gonna say is the music have made everybody. A lot of people got a lot of kids named after him.
Or because of him, anyway.
Or because of him, So, but on this particular show this evening, y'all, we want to go there. So if you got a bizzle, you know what I'm saying. You got a boo, or you just got things that's within yourself that you actually want to share with your mate that you want to do, and you think it's kind of absurd or crazy, then you can type it. I said, I ain't scared. But we gonna talk about all that. So with the people that's on right now, that title, if you have a question or comment about it, Ed and I is just going to delve into the facts of different things that I think is hard for people to talk about. As wonderful as sex is, a lot of people consider it as nasty or wrong in the way you want to do it. So you have a certain projective going into the relationship of what you do. But, really, you have no idea when you with the mate what that's going to be like. You don't know. Everybody make, comments, oh, she got a big ass, or oh, he got a big shoe size, and none of that really matters when you enact. What matters is how you do what you do. But the caveat for me that I want to, and I'm going to let, the master talk about all that other stuff, but I want to keen in on when it comes to sharing that with your partner and divulging the fact that, you think you really getting down and come to find out it wasn't. I'm gonna sit behind that.
What do you mean when you say that?
Because your mate wants something else and you take it all about you and they want something else, so you feeling like, or sometimes you just, that's nothing wrong with, that a woman, for example, I'm gonna talk about this one because this go right to the men. I don't know if you exposed to this, Clarence, and the other men that's on here. I want to say that when a woman grabs a man's ass, most men feels like that's gay and they don't like it. But what if your woman like grabbing your ass? It's just something about that for her. It does something for her. So, hello, Instagram.
Hey, Instagram. Sorry, hello.
Really? I guess kind of sort of top our heads. But anyway, I just want to,
it's
know what I'm saying?
Body. It's just some words.
Oh, okay. So if that is the case, I feel like that you should kind of rock with your partner.
Mm-hmm.
You can express and say that it makes you feel a certain kind of way. So then I'm gonna find a way that make it feel comfortable for you, because I feel like if it's something that woman or the man really wants to do, then I think you should try to find. And I know that's in everything, but you should, try to find that way to kind of bring that spice and bring it's a different kind of sauce. A man getting their ass grabbed, I completely understand it. It's different. It's a different kind of sauce. But yes, they do, Bridget. They like hitting our ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and just expose myself, and go on and say that I don't think that that's a problem with a female grabbing a man's ass. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the hell is the problem. It's not like I'm finna do it in front of all your friends. You know what I'm saying? Grab your ass, yeah, I tore that ass up this morning. I ain't finna put you out like
Did you see that Instagram? Did you see that video with the girl?
When the girl picked that guy up and put him on the counter, and he was like, oh, you know what? No, I'm not even interested no more. She was like, what? I was just trying. She was like, what? I was just trying to. She was just saying, like, she wasn't tripping. She just wanted, like that.
He said, then your ass got. She said, when
got strong.
He said, when your ass get this damn strong and shit. Fuck. He said, I ain't with that gay shit. He said, I'm not against the LGBT, but he said, I ain't with the gay shit. That was so funny.
But I think it is that the man don't want to feel demasculated.
Yeah, they don't want to feel emasculated. They don't want to feel like they are, or we don't want to feel like we're not. I don't know, like we're not the women. So doing me what we're doing to me, what I would do to a woman or my woman is kind of like can feel it's awkward. It has to be. I don't think you just bring it on. I think you got to kind of work it on.
But y'all be wanting the woman to grab your ass when you in her. You want to pull you, put her in it. That's the only time that's allowed. But on the other time, I just want to, I see my boo and I smack him. Then you're like, no, you don't like all that. But okay, so the whole point of us saying that is that, the whole point of me even saying that, and you have to answer this as a man.
Okay.
What do you feel if your wife, woman, whoever, significant, I'm going to leave it vague, your partner, relationship person,
mm-hmm.
that, because everybody have all different types of relationships. So I'm going to say everybody. But if that's what she expressed to you, the person that you're sharing your fluids with, if she say, I want to do that to you and I like it, babe, like you really turn me on, would you accommodate her or no?
I'm open to it. I'm open to that.
You have some rules with it, like don't do it in front of people and stuff like that.
I wouldn't know. I had. It's almost like you have to cross that bridge. You have to get to that bridge in order to cross it for me. So I can't say what I would. I don't know if I've got any parameters or we should do it this way, to the left or the right.
No, not like that. But I'm just saying,
or
like,
in front of people.
If it's an uncomfortable state, then most of the time that's in an actual act. I don't feel like that's. I just feel like just to make you comfortable, you're already uncomfortable. Right. So you're allowing that person to do it to you. Maybe you just want them to do it privately. However, that's what I share with my friend. She wanted to do it, and it was a big thing for her. And she said, like, he like a big guy, really, really, he felt this, like hell no, like he like what, like but he agreed to it. She just can't do it in public.
Okay. I guess I had to get to that bridge in order to cross it to know what my parameters are. But
you're saying you'll be open to it as a man.
I'm open to
man,
it.
You say a man should be open to it, not specifically.
Well, that's a good question. I like how you asked it, because now you that's a good put it on the spot thing. Okay. Should men be open to it? That's a good question. The reason why I say it is because now I don't want to sound like I'm this authority or whatever when it comes to men, or like y'all should try this type of thing. I think that we should get past, or men should move past their seeming masculinity and enjoy the relationship you have with your woman. Now it gets tricky because men stuff start getting into when playing around the butt thing, men that aren't gay, men that are not gay or bisexual, men that are heterosexual men don't necessarily understand butt play when it comes to them. And they may be open to doing anal with their girl, on their girl, but I don't think they want anybody touching their butt. So when you start saying, should a man allow the girl to smack him on his ass, it kind of leads, it's almost like what they used to make the weed to be a gateway drug. Remember, weed used to be a gateway drug to crack and all this other shit. We realize ain't true now. But I think some men look at like, if I let you grab my ass, you want to put your finger in my ass. And there's some guys that are cool with that are cool with women kissing and licking on a butt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like everybody made a big old thing about how Gabrielle Union, made it very clear in her book that she licks Wade's ass.
Okay.
And everybody was like, wow, she really licks. That's her husband's ass. That asshole belongs to her. She can lick it if she wants.
Right.
And what you do in your bedroom is entirely up to you.
Right.
Certain things are off limits, certain things are not. I mean, but just like, and I'm getting there, Bridget, I'm going there. I'm going to go there, girl, I got you. So the same thing with butt plug and beads. If the man want to do anal sex, why can't a woman put beads in your ass?
I'm going to put this out there. I remember a long time ago, there was family members of mine, okay? And it was family members. I'll say it's the wife and the girlfriend of hers was talking to my sister. This is about 20 plus years ago. And she was saying that, oh, hey, Deb.
Hey, Deb.
Deb. She was saying that, like, man want to do anal. And my sister was like, booty is booty. Like, nigga, like, if you doing it to me as in the booty, then you doing it, like, what's my difference between it's an ass is an ass.
Right. So she's saying, what's the difference if it's a woman with a vagina and a man with a penis?
Right. Like ass is ass.
So ass
and they kind of ran with that forever. And it was like, wow.
So do that mean that when a man is doing it to a woman in this anal, that means he can do it to a man with ass, which is true, you can. An ass is ass. So whoever said that, I rock with that. That's absolutely facts.
My sister
Monica, absolutely correct, baby girl.
I don't know if she still feel that way, but that was over 20
But it
years
ain't
ago.
nothing to feel. That's a fact. It's ass. So it's just your preference. Do you have a preference that you only want to go anal in a woman, or because she actually has a vagina, or you only want to go anal? But you know what I'm saying? But see, we're not even talking about the different particulars, hetero, community, none of that. I'm not on none of that. I don't give a damn what your sexual preference is.
Right.
That is no need for us. Not sip and spill.
Right.
Joe, we just talking about the very act of it.
You just saying
because it works with everybody. Would you prefer whole with the man or the man with the woman? It's your preference. However, I'm saying if a man want to go in a woman's ass, and if a woman want to lick the ass, and if she says she want to do beads or grab the ass and smack the ass, is it allowed? That's what I'm saying. Would you say that it's okay? Would you say it's okay? So I think where Ed, he's stumbling here. This was his idea for the show, just to let y'all know that. But anyway, with that said, I'll rock with him no matter what. But with that said, I feel that we open as he's being open to say that as a man, I don't see nothing wrong with just, you can set boundaries just like a woman. Some women say, I ain't having that. You ain't going up in that. That's not what it's made for. Then there's some women like, okay, well, that's what my man really want to do, so I do. So it's entirely up
and there's some
to
people
you.
some people who actually like it, who find it pleasurable, as far as whoever likes it, male, female, whatever, they find it pleasurable. So talking about that, opening up that door, I think that.
But how do you express that to the mate that you guys are used to doing a certain thing? So every subject we talk about, we need to go there, because a lot of people are in that place where they can't tell their mate that they want to go there. And you thinking that what you're doing is great. Nothing wrong with that. However, it's not. So you suffer what I say in silence and you don't say nothing. And you think you really getting down with your mate and only can find out you catch him watching porn or catch her actually doing the thing that y'all don't do. So, oh, damn, that's what you want? Oh, wow.
So
how do you tell that mate?
That's part of the show too. So that's a good discussion.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be on it. I see he taking breathes and everything.
Yeah, I those are tough topics, but the actual, like we always talk about, you have to just go straight to it. You just got to say it. And
just gotta say
that was a statement I put out the other day, a quote I put out there, and it said the truth only hurts once. Because once it hurts that time, you never heard it. Somebody told you the truth, it hurts at that moment, but the truth hurts. But that same truth being told again, I mean, you heard it. There's this truth. So the truth only hurts once, and I think a lot of us are afraid to deal with that first level of truth and honesty. So Kim always talks about is saying being honest and telling the truth. She shoots straight from the hip. That's how her thing is. So I think you just say it.
No, what do you do? Because what would you suggest a man to do? Just shoot straight from the hip?
I think that I'm gonna do idealistically and realistic. Okay. Idealistically, I think everybody should just shoot from the hip and say
realistically, they're not. They're suffering in silence.
Realistically, we're not saying it. And that goes to the statement we made a couple of weeks ago, or a conversation we had about who do men love more, the one they lie to or the one they tell the truth to. And we said, I think I've come to the conclusion that men tend to, this is not what they should, but they tend to lie to the one they love the most, because the one they love the most is the one they created this illusion with.
Okay, but I'm
gonna go. Tell them that. So that being said, I think that you should tell her that this is what is wrong and this is what you want. A lot of times we won't. That's ideally. Just tell her. Say it. Realistically, we're afraid of how she's gonna respond. Because again, you start telling the truth and you telling everybody else they can tell the truth too. And sometimes like you said, words hit like a fist. And so sometimes that woman may come and tell you some shit that, man, you can't take it. You already know that. So that's the thing. They should say what it is. I don't like this. I want you to do this. It's a hard path to take, but it's very, very rewarding and it's very, very necessary.
I thought you was gonna say it was very, very freeing.
It's very freeing. Maybe not rewarding. Maybe very freeing.
But maybe. Okay, because you just said that, he lied to the one that he loved the most. Okay, I'm still on the fence with that one, because I can just say you're just a liar. But because of that, and the liar is, hey, Rye, I think the liar that you are is you lying that covers your ass, not the other person, the most to me. So when you don't want to share what you ideally think, I think that goes in a lot of things about the person's character, period. But I'm going to jump to another segment that we didn't get to, and that's part of, we're going to bring that out as well in this segment, as choosing the right mate. Okay? And there is no guarantee. No matter what we do, I don't care how much therapy, I don't care how much years you've been with a person, you constantly in consistent change. What's up, Tracy?
Hey,
Tracy.
On
Instagram. I just feel like that it's one of those things that you have to be able to talk about come to Jesus meeting and have that conversation. Because when you with that person, you don't know what they sex like. You do not know their sex game. It's either gonna be two ways. It's either gonna be just like this. And ladies and men, y'all notice it's either gonna be like this. You're getting ready to leave, you leave, and then you get to your car and you be like, that motherfucker, what the fuck? Then, or it's gonna be the other one, like, that was some bullshit. Like, girl, he really thought some bullshit. So either way it goes, it's gonna either be the bomb or it's not.
Right.
Okay. Or you're gonna do some rationale with your damn self saying, like, but he got this, and that, and she got this, and that, so I'm gonna rock with it. I guess I endure it.
Oh, damn.
You know what I'm saying? So it's that middle shit too. Then, oh damn, I guess I'm endure it. So at the end of the day, if you really have that conversation, because you know, person can sit across the table and talk to you until their sex game is off the chain. And then you finally go with them and you're like, damn. You know, so that's why I say the silent ones can be the most deadliest one, or also the ones that is hugely embarrassed and they really ain't got shit to work with. They just don't know what they're doing. So with that stated, it's either or however. But I think that you should be to the point to where it's not. Ideally, realistically, I think like this show is something that if I was in that predicament, that I would bring my guy to just, you know, and then we can kind of talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If that was where I was trying to go, like I couldn't get it out. People have asked me on the show tonight to talk about certain things, just so, you know what I'm saying? So they can be able to get it out because they don't know how. So I'm not against the fact that certain people don't want to talk about it. As Ed say, idealistic, you know, as well as realistic. It's hard because that's not our way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care how, you know, sure you can be about stuff. You don't want to like disrupt, you know what I'm saying, your very own normalcy of how you get out with your partner. Because once this is all I want to say, I don't care what y'all hear us say tonight, how deep and how in depth we go from fetishes to sauces to everything. Whatever you decide to do, it will definitely change the dynamic in your relationship. It is, because nothing will never go back the same.
Yeah, things that shit
it's
changes.
Gonna change.
Once you
and
get
you
to
gotta
a
be,
point.
and then you gotta be ready for you mess around and say, you know, yeah, babe, I was wondering, could I put, you know, I wanna try beads. And he said, okay, you want, okay, and you like, babe, you okay? Like you should. He like, yeah, babe. And then she go, boom, I got him right here. I'm like, damn. Wow.
How long you been planning this?
I've been planning it. I've been waiting, you know what I'm saying? Then you bust out and you're like, wow. But you got to be ready for their response.
I do want to ask a question. I'm going to go ahead and let you read this one. Let me read there. So that's a good one.
Okay, so Rain said, I had my booty licked before. It just happened. The feeling made my toes pop and curl, made me pant, and I was sweating real quick, player. Okay. Some men, as you can see, this is a man saying that, hey, this happened to him. So, I mean, some women is comfortable in doing it. I think the comfortability is between you or whatever that sexual person you're having sex with. You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want, then that's what you do. However, my concern is the ones that are not doing it and then they're taking it outside and they're getting it from somewhere else. That also is an issue and a concern that if you can bring it to the table and have a come to Jesus meeting and say, we need to talk about this, because it doesn't always have to be about bills and kids and I want this and I want that. You need to talk about sex too. Y'all hear me say all the time about having inventory checks. That is one of the number one things that I feel like couples and people that you're having sex with on a consistent, regular basis, that you actually have that conversation. Right. Because you really can think you be doing something and you don't. Then you wonder, what about their needs? Because some of the needs, I'm gonna be very clear. Some of the needs that your mate may want is gonna make your ass 100% uncomfortable. So you're gonna have to get and learn to do it in certain ways to get you comfortable.
Well, you have to though. That's the
thing.
I mean? So some people feel like they don't have to do shit. You want to do it? Fuck you. You know, I don't want to do that shit. Like an anal thing. Some guy want to do anal with his girl, and she like, I don't want to do it.
Well, it all depends on how in depth. Like some guys say, babe, it's okay, I don't care, but then he'll go and be with anal with someone else because that girl is 100% okay with it. You know, if he that kind of person.
But he's just cheating now.
Well, but also it could just be poly. So with that said, and I just learned that. So with that, what I'm saying about that to say, But if you bring everything out, it's not hurting anyone. You know, this is what I like. This is how I get down. So I'm not hurting nobody now. You know what I mean? I'm not doing. I don't think what I want to dismantle is whatever you like sexually, your preference, that it should be a judgment call for anyone else. You know what I'm saying? Unless your ass is fucking an animal, then you know what I'm saying, which is ridiculous. Then I can't, you know what I'm saying? That's when it's like, go sit your ass down somewhere. What I'm just saying. But other things, you know, you like what you like.
Right.
And I feel like people are scared because, and like I said, I can talk about myself because I was raised in church. And a lot of things, oral and all that I was taught was absolutely nasty and just disgusting.
Yeah,
and I wasn't supposed to be doing nothing like that. So guess what? I got married. I was 100% virgin. Got married. You know, I didn't know nothing about that. But he wasn't. He like, well, damn, what you doing? I'm like, nah, that nasty. You know, that's not supposed to go in my mouth. You know, no. You know, shit hit me like this. I'm dodging. What you doing with that? No. I mean, I'm just keeping it honest. You know what I'm saying? That shit is wrong. You know, but that's the way I was raised. That's what I'm saying. So you got to get uncomfortable to get comfortable, but you really should have an open mind. But I think it starts with truly loving that man.
Let me ask you a question though. So at one point, this is a part of the segment we were going to delve into when it comes to relationships. I want to talk about monogamous one-on-one relationships, married couples or couples, whether they're married or not, and they want to go outside and they want to do some different things, spice up their relationship.
Okay.
What I wonder what people's thoughts are. That's one of the things we're talking about. And I had waiting to hear back from a friend of mine who actually does this type of thing where they kind of help couples to spice their relationship up. And it starts. The first thing I want to talk about is before we even get into this other more I don't want to say outrageous, but more outside the box things. What about people that want to consider swinging? You know, so because there are people that say, okay, well, there's this age-old theory, like, well, I should be enough for you, and that's just, and I get it. Like, you got a wife or a husband. The husband feels like, why you want somebody else? I should be enough for you.
Or why did you even marry me if you still want to be sticking to somebody else?
Exactly.
Why? Yeah.
And you know, and then for the other, yeah, exactly, and or for both sides, right?
Right.
And so, but what if they decide, hey, I want to try something else? I want to try an experience.
You're talking about you want to bring a third one because I want to do a threesome now.
Let's start with that.
That's spicing up. You feel like that's your spice. So that's when I say.
Well, before I want you to finish that, I want to throw that little piece in there to say, like, if the person is like, well, you know, everybody see, you know, you watching porn, you watching somebody, you know, I remember for a while, me and my wife would never talk about who we thought else was attractive. Like, I never really could tell like what she thought was attractive and vice versa. She didn't know. We just basically looked at each other like, well, if a guy looked like me, then she probably think he's cute. Or a guy or girl look like her, that he probably thinks she's cute, whatever. But we really didn't know that was, so we kind of talked about it. So there's people you might be attracted to, or people that do certain things. You say, okay, I don't want to be a cheater. I don't want to trick off. I want to kind of spice it up. We've gotten a little boring, or we've gotten a little complacent. So, you know, how do we go about doing that? And I know we said earlier, like, how do you bring it to the question? How do you bring it to the forefront? Is it even a viable option? That shit can be scary, I think. But you were going to say something. I cut you off, but I just want to throw that part in there that maybe, as opposed to trying to cheat, or not trying, but as opposed to cheating and tricking off, they say, hey, I want to, maybe a threesome, maybe not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little lost in where you're going, because you said two parts. The first part I'm thinking is that you want to spice up the relationship. How do you tell that person you want to spice it up?
Right, spice it up.
Okay, and then you said, you know, the other part to that is that you've been with a person married a long time, such as you and your wife. You're saying y'all was married and you married at a young age. You do kind of grow up and learn what you like. Mm-hmm. And because we're so taught, and Ed is from church like me, you're so taught and instilled that it's that one person and it's that one thing, and you don't deviate from that. And it's like damn near disrespectful to say that another woman is pretty or another man is handsome. You just don't do that.
Right. It's very disrespectful. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. But that is, I want to dismantle that myth. I truly believe it comes from the two people that you are together. Because before you was married, you was girlfriend and boyfriend, and you got engaged. Okay. And then you put a ring on it, and then you got married. Okay. But at some point along the line, there was attraction and a friendship that was built. And for some reason or another, once you get that damn paper, all that went out the room, like you ain't even human no damn more. You know what I'm saying? Which is a natural attraction to look at another human being and say they pretty, handsome, nice, and even be aroused and turned on by them. Natural. You didn't kill nobody. Now, the things that happens is where it starts in your head. But if you did act on it, or you acting on it inside your head too, that's all you. But if you can be 100% mature and grown enough to say, yeah, that's pretty. Just like it's no different than a woman saying another woman is pretty and beautiful. Do that mean she want to fuck her? And she's 100%, you know what I'm saying?
No, it doesn't,
Right, so it's the same thing. So, but as far as the other part of just saying you want to bring a threesome or you want to try that, I'm gonna be the woman that say because I know women says this too, and say the husband or the boyfriend come and say I want a threesome. Nowadays it ain't even marriage no more. They just this is what we want to do.
Right.
And you got that kind of guy like. And I feel now in 2022 is way more acceptable. The wives and the girl, they like rocking with it even more now than they used to. Like, okay, that's what you want to do? Okay, we're doing okay. We can pick her out together, whatever little boundary or whatever.
Right.
But what I'm saying is, if you got that, I guess, see that in order for that to have transpired, they had to have some kind of conversation, right?
They had to have a conversation. How you introduce it.
Or he kept doing it and she didn't want to be without him. So she said, okay, what you want? And he say, in a rage or, in one of they forced come to Jesus meeting. Well, I don't see nothing wrong with it. And she like, fuck it. Now, the part that I can say about that is crazy is when you do something, you feel that you did something for that person, but you resent him or resent her for that. But really, that's your damn fault. You shouldn't do nothing because you think you pleasing the other person, but you're not if you're throwing it up in their face all the time, consistently. So if that's what he's doing or she's doing, be sure that you want to do that. And if you don't, then you hold fast. If it's meant for you all to be, you will be. You just got to be okay. That's why I said a very powerful place to be is if it's okay that it's going to happen and it's okay if it don't. At the end of the day, you still need to bring it to the table, though. You still need to bring it to the table. If you want to have a threesome with your wife, girlfriend, side chick, whatever the hell you want to call it, or your man and you gay, or you're female and you're lesbian, whatever you want to do, you just want to spice it up. I want to dismantle the myth that it's wrong for you to even say it, like you're nasty or you're a wrong type of person. If that's your desire and that's what you want to try, then that's entirely up to you. Now, whatever your mate say, is it worth breaking up for, though, if the person said they don't want to do it? I guess that depends on how much that person matter now, don't it? I don't know. But I think that bringing it out kind of deciphers with everyone how we going to move next.
Yeah, I was saying nothing on this.
Okay, Ryan is so stupid. Everything he said, we don't need to say. Okay, Ryan, I'm gonna slide that because mine is empty.
And we sipping and spilling. So I guess I was kind of all over.
That's one of the spicing up. What about Ed? What about when you start having children and you working and the woman is, I've heard a lot of guys say this. They come home and she just look the same damn way he left.
Damn.
Even if she went to work and she ain't at home with the kids, like it's just. He said, when I met my woman, she was bad. She was dressed up, and every time me and her went out to dinner, she was killing the game. But every time I see her now, it just be like, and she'd be like, boy, I ain't had time to do this, or boy, I ain't had time to do this. And he said, I just be turned off. And then I go on the street, so I would hang out with my guys, and I see another woman, and he said, I'd be like, damn, where he almost forgot what his woman looked like because she just stopped looking like that. But he wants to spice up their relationship. So rest when,
So I guess in that regard, That to me is like a deeper part of the conversation where I don't know if we should go that deep today, but it's like there's a couple of things that could be happening, especially if he had a new baby or had a child recently.
Or she just could be flat out, or he just can be complacent. We ain't gonna go nowhere deep. We gonna go right to the surface. It ain't deep. They ain't had no baby. Her ass just comfortable and he comfortable.
Well,
we at the crib and we don't gotta do nothing. Well, I got your ass now. You live here with me.
That's whack. That's super whack. That's whack on both sides. But here's the thing. So I do have this thing. You guys let me know what y'all think about this. I have this theory that I believe that men are seed sowers, right? I do believe people get complacent, men and women, whatever. But I think men are seed sowers. And I think that sometimes you can speak for the women, I speak for the guys. I think that it is our duty to invest or redirect what's happening, or to at least initiate the redirection of the relationship. So, for instance, you're coming home, she's looking all regular and basic, or not being interested, or now her sex drive is lowered, her libido is low, for whatever reason. Like you said, ain't no kids. I'm married, I's married now, and I ain't got to put in no work. I think that there should be, first you make a statement, and then I think you spice it up, you change it up. Like and this is, we're going to take it to another level with this, and that's why one of my friends to come on here. But I'm a person that believe in adding spices to it. So we forget about the threesomes and stuff like that. We'll get into that another time. I think that's the next level, another later on this segment.
No, we're getting back into that shit as soon as he done.
Well, I want to talk about role playing.
That's what I was just going to say. This is why I fucks with him, y'all.
So I do.
But that's what I was going to say about that girl.
So
go ahead and say it.
Listen, I'm thinking, the basic thing would be, okay, come in there and, take out on the date and all that kind of stuff, right? Redate them and stuff like that. Sometimes that'd be kind of old. We take on a date, going back to where we were when we were younger,
You said that can be old?
No, that's an old school thing we would do. That's an older concept.
Yeah, bring back the old memories, make them new.
Make them new, right. So you go on a date, take them out to a nice restaurant, do stuff like that, and wine and dine them. But what if you role play? You come in there and you act like you Idris Elba, like, listen, and do a role in the movie. Let me tell you something. And you fuck with it. You have a whole nother outfit on. Or act like you the plumber. You coming to fix the.
Or you coming in. Be like one of our characters, and June and Jaquisha.
Yeah, and be like, "Yo, what's good, mommy? What's good with you?
What's up, Joe?
Listen, now look. I'm even gonna say I'm damn about to slide. You feel me?
You about to slide where? You coming over here now to get what you need to get, because you be on that bullshit, June.
No.
Last night you went to sleep way too fast. That's all I got to say, June.
I'm coming to clap some cheeks.
That's what you always be saying, and then you be going to sleep.
Come to clap them cheeks. But, you be a character, and you come in there and you say some shit. You mess with it. Like, God, it's shit I don't want to say, but I don't want to say it. But you just be a character. You just be a character, or you do some different shit. Or you gotta even take out. Like some people, well, I'm just saying, stop, don't do me. Some people be like, so listen, may sound crazy, but this is gonna sound crazy, but okay. It was an idea that circulated in my mind, a conversation I had with people, whatever.
Okay.
Coming to crib. Oh, God, so much I want to say. It's going to incriminate me.
Okay, but, don't say it then.
But
I don't want nothing incriminating.
Well, it ain't incriminating like legal, but you come in the crib, lock the door, turn the lights off, and you just take. Well,
you attack.
Well, no, you don't attack them. But you just kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
They think they being robbed.
I have a story I want to tell. I don't think this is the place to do. Who's saying sad? Why are you saying this?
No, she was talking about something else. See, you.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, this how it is when it's live. This is no edit at all. So I don't know what the hell he's trying to say.
I'm saying that sometimes you go in the house. But just
role play. Let's just stick to that. The role play.
You roll in there, and you lock the door, cut the lights off, and you hold it down, and
Okay.
Well, you let her know it's you.
Right.
But you be like, listen, you want, and let me stop. I can't. Apparently, I don't have the wherewithal to do what I want to do right now. But But anyway, you go ahead. Maybe you can take
Okay, so
over.
I'm just gonna say the role playing thing happens, and it's whatever kind of role player that you want. I hear you, Bridget, because he just. But anyway,
She
there's
said,
nothing
"Tell
wrong
it."
with because certain people will take things a certain way. So Ed is being very careful. So I'm gonna pick up what he's putting down and say, if you want the role play, come up in the crib. I'll turn off all the lights on, and while she act like you know damn well it's your boo, but you acting like you being dealt with in a way that you didn't want to, and you know what I'm saying. And it's all fun and games, but that's just he's just giving one scenario of role play. There are several others.
There's several
of them. Like you could be a whole nother woman, and she talks Spanish the whole time. You understand me? And because he likes that role playing, I'm gonna go on that gym and say that I am the queen. Why? Because in acting and actors and all that and being married for a long time, you do have to spice stuff up. And sometimes being other people, just literally calling each other by your damn middle name. All like today I'm this and today I'm that. But you really gotta be in that character to really pull it off.
Right.
And it'd be fun. You fuck around in 1, 2, 3, and be fucked that you wasn't like before. But I'm just saying, this is the kind of shit that can happen. I'm gonna go ahead and break my own disclaimer that the Mitchell&Mitchell Sip and Spill show right now, guys, is really off the chain because there will not be a filter, especially from Kimmy Kill. There won't be. Okay? Just go ahead and tell you that. And if it's too much for your ears, I'll talk to you another time. Okay.
Damn.
Okay, but anyway, with that said, this is where my boy wanted to go. So I'm gonna meet him where he at and say simply that I think role playing is a good thing. That's why I was going to share. I know you wanted to get your point out, but that's what dude said. He was coming home. She was doing this. He didn't have the meeting. A good friend of mine, I said, listen, I think you need to sit her down, take her out to dinner, do what you normally do, but change the game. And listen, sometimes you got to do it versus just talking with your mouth.
Right.
And just don't change up. And, and it's fun. My boy that's on here right now, Real Stupid, which is my friend. And I'm going to go ahead and say that he's white. I call him White Boy Rye all the time, but that's one of my best friends. And I think as long as I've known him, we have always called each other up. And we don't know who the hell either one of us is going to be. But we'll role play that shit the whole call. It'd be an hour. Or just being around each other, just stupid shit. So what I'm saying is it's fun, it's loving, and it can be done.
What's up, Zebediah? What's up?
What's up, y'all?
What's up?
So with that said, I think, hey, Nikki, I think it's great if you just go ahead and I think role playing is a great spice. It brings about a different kind of sauce to your relationship.
Yeah, I think role playing and doing something. So everyone,
but don't lose character though. Like you laugh
stay in character. You can't,
because that will last a long time.
The element of surprise.
You ain't never lying. That's what I'm saying. But you got to be on it though because sometimes it ain't nothing wrong with him coming home and with a tool belt and putting that fire out with them Timberlands on and a hat. You heard? But anyway, I'm just saying it can happen. It can be done. Ain't nothing wrong with you and your stilettos, and it ain't no apron. It's just you and that chicken. Ah! Okay.
You're so stupid.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna make it like right.
I remember this within my household, me and my partner, my wife, and I was working, and I was really, really in a jealous mode, and I was jealous and salty, whatever it was, just being whatever I was, being a goofy dude. I came home and woke her up. And out of this, whatever, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give you whatever it was. I was just in this like weird space of jealousy and not rage, but kind of like, so I was like, dude, it was a whole different element, different. Great experience. But I was in different mode. I'm like, okay, this is what it was. And so I had been drinking. I think I was smoking something that night or whatever. And I got to the place, woke up, boom. The next day, she was like, what was up? What was going on with you? Like, was you watching some or porn? I'm like, no, I was, because I didn't know. I was just kind of like salty and like, I'm going to show her, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it was nothing. I wasn't watching anything like that. And she was like, something was into you like the other night, right? So, okay, cool. So that was a couple weeks before our birthdays. And she went out to dinner with her friends, stuff like that. She said, I'm coming back. I won't be out late. She said, but I want you to do to me what you did that night. And Kim, when I tell you, I don't know what I did. I'm in the like, I was, But it was just one of them things where
it's definitely
it was
a
one of
mindset.
listen, so I was like,
she
I'm gonna
said,
do this.
Okay, Kanye. Bridget said she calling your ass
Right,
Kanye.
right. But it was just like, it was one of those things that I was just kind of like, okay, whatever. I was just in this mode. And I was smoking and drinking. And I came home. I'm like, yeah, blah, blah. Do this. We're going to do that. I was just like, control, whatever. And it was like, she was like, what got into you last night? I'm like, I don't know. So I was drunk. And I was not drunk, but I was high. And I was like, I couldn't remember. But she told me to repeat that shit. When I tell you, I was in the line. So the next time I came, I'm in there like, oh, yeah, shit, turn over.
Your ass was trash.
But it was so funny. But it was like, but that made me put in the mindset that you think that, going back to what you were saying, you think that they may not accept it, or they may not like these role playing, or change the shit up. But sometimes you got to go ahead and insist. You got to make that shit happen.
Yeah. So definitely, if you want to spice up your relationship, you need to find out what that spice look like with your mate, because you guys got two different things. Speaking
of that, now I'm glad you brought up the next segment. This is where it gets interesting. So we talk about threesomes, which we go back to that at some point, but that could kind of teeter into, that could open up a whole nother Pandora's box. But I want to keep it within
all this shit gonna open up a Pandora box.
But I want to ask a question about fetishes. What if your partner,
describe what's a fetish?
A fetish is basically if some people like to get their toes licked, or people that like to be.
I don't feel like getting your toes licked is a fetish.
Well, no, if somebody wanting to lick toes might be a fetish for them.
But they might get turned off. But if you like pictures of toes and you masturbate to them, then that's a fetish.
Or you like being tied up.
Right.
You get turned on by
being dominated or being submissive.
Being submissive or being dominant or being the dominant. Some people want to be
dominator
submissive.
Though.
Right. Somebody may like to be
the dom. Somebody be
the dom or the sub or switch. They can do both.
Okay.
So you get into that. What do you think about that? I want to hear your opinions on that. What do you feel and how open to you are that? If your person has a thing where they want to be. There was a video that was circulating last week. And these people, I guess the way the caption was they were like, oh, this lady is being controlled by somebody. The guy paid this woman to be in this dog kennel, this big dog kennel. And she had this like a leash on her neck. She's eating this food like she's eating out of dog bowls and stuff. And they were making it seem like this guy was from, where is they? Right, Dubai. Some rich guy from Dubai making this black girl bark like a dog, act like a dog. She had a little tail on her. She had all this stuff. And they was talking shit. I'm like, I don't think that's what it is. They thought that they're like slavery at this fine. That's some bullshit. Slavery 2022.
Like, no, it's some dom submissive type.
It's
shit.
Submissive. But here's the thing about that. The submissive thing is what she wanted.
Mm.
And if a girl says, you say, Ed, I want you to treat me like a dog. Like I want to have a kennel.
It should have never happened. But anyway, I get you.
Or I want to be tied up. Like one of my friends from going here, she's not a rope specialist. She's a rope specialist. Mm-hmm. And she's a dom. And she does all types of things with fetishes and stuff like that when it comes to paddles and stuff like that. And they talk about this, but some people get turned on by those fetishes.
It's true. They do.
It's like sex is whack if you ain't doing that.
Right.
Just freaking ain't enough. Like they want to get tied up. They want to have
that's old school.
Yeah, freaking ain't enough. They want to get tied up. They want to be spanked. They want to be dominated. There are some people. Hopefully she gets on here. But there are some people that talk about now, and I don't know what happens in our culture per se. But I know there's some people who like to be humiliated. Now, a lot of black women don't want to be humiliated. Let me call them names, but it's people that like
now,
to
see that. But I feel like back in the day, no, that's like unacceptable. But now girls talk to each other and call each other bitches and stuff now. Or a guy be like, girl, bitch, you this and this and now. And I'm 100% am not okay with that. That's still a fighting word to me, like people say your mom. But some people is okay with that. But
some people like humiliation goes into stuff like urination.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yeah, like peeing on it.
And then say, lick my balls, Birch. That's humiliating. And or slapping them with your penis. And I'm just saying that's a crazy another. That's humiliation. There's some people who actually like that stuff. I'm just saying they call them a B word. I'm just saying. People do that. And they'll urinate on them and slap them with it.
We doing this motherfucking show.
You put it up there.
You put somebody. You wanted to do this.
You put it on the thing. We're on air arguing because she wanted to do this show because she wants to embark on that. I don't know. I'm putting on hold, but I don't know.
But anyway, I can say is that I think that what tripped me out, what I recently learned that is a big fad now that everybody know or probably don't, I don't know, is this foot fetish, where women are making thousands and thousands of dollars to sending pictures of their toes, and that's all they're doing. They're sending foot pics, and you take the picture, and that's a huge fetish for some guys. I mean, I don't understand it, but you're making money off sending a picture of your toes. And they said some of the pictures, some people, if you find the right person that like your feet, even if they're ugly, they get paid for it. So that's a true foot fetish.
Yeah, like feet. Some people like. There's people who like to smell and sniff on people all over their
body.
Yeah,
like to sniff women panties and stuff like that. Yeah, I know that we're saying all this, but whether y'all talk to us about it, hear it from us, damn well the shit exists. I'm just saying, I can't when it comes to this fetish stuff, and I'm just saying, if you're in a relationship, or even if you are not, you need to share that with that person because they probably think they're getting something else, and they ain't. So
Bridget said she had a thought about doing
Bridget, you had a thought about doing what? Taking the pictures of your toes and sending them in and getting paid for it? Is that what you're saying?
And tuna fish panties. That is crazy.
Okay, tuna fish, like literally putting some tuna fish or your ass just stinking and you sending in some stinking ass panties. Because I don't know about you. That shit don't rock with me. That's just nasty.
She laughing at that. She's laughing at somebody saying tuna fish panties.
That's so funny. But no, but if you're talking about doing a toe thing, yes, a lot of women are doing that. Literally. They are doing that. Yes, Bridget, they are doing that. Talk to you off camera, boo. But yes, they are doing that. That's one of the top fetishes, but they're getting paid for it. They are.
Panties. That was crazy. That's something I don't know.
So out of the country, men, I can say I'm gonna go ahead and speak to all my friends that I have been friends with in different countries. That's where I know they have the most fetishes. What like country? They like even in, well, I'm not gonna because they do watch our show. But anyway, my friends, my people I know, the different fetishes I know that y'all have. One of them is hands. They like women hands. Okay. They like long nails. You know what I'm saying? Or they like asses. They don't gotta even see the woman fetish like a big black ass. Or it could be little, round, and tight. I mean, these are the different things that certain people like. Is you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not here to judge. All I'm saying is that if you're gonna be in a relationship and you want to incorporate anything new than what you've been doing, or you feel that your stuff is just stale, or what you are doing, and let's talk about this for a minute. Most people are not having this conversation in marriage, in long-term relationships, and even in beginning of relationships. You're just seeing multiple people and feeling like that's making you whole, and it's not. Because if you was whole, then you wouldn't keep doing it with multiple people. That's a whole other question. But the question is can you be satisfied? Can that person be all that? And all the different people you want to do it. Just because that one person is, not comfortable with anal, can she get comfortable with anal? That's like you're that man and you're not comfortable with her grabbing your ass, but can you get comfortable with it? It's just one of those things. What you really want and how you want to go with that mate. And you're going outside and you're getting fulfilled, but you're still coming home and you're still straight living a lie. So at the end of the day, I would say that I'm going to keep it 100. You're going to know right from the gate. I feel like that's the best way. And we need to limit your life from chaos, man, for real. Oh, Bridget, we will, girl. I got you.
How much time we got left on live? So
That's just Instagram. But we'll take a break.
So what we do a simultaneous cast on live for Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. And so after about an hour or so, we'll do a break and come back. We'll let you guys know within maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes, we'll be back at that time. But it's not that time yet. We're going to go deeper into it and hopefully have guests to come on to talk more about it, to get into different things to actually, I guess, introduce those things, introduce those fetishes and or to kind of bring it out of you. Certain things, it's one thing to be introduced to a fetish, but it's another thing to kind of pull that fetish out of you or pull that thing out of you. Find out what
who's pulling it out of you?
Your partner, but I'm just saying this.
But your partner can't pull something out of you. They don't even know that's within you. Most of the time, when you come out about what you really been feeling and really been wanting, they're shocked. So the person that has to bring it out is you. You got to stop hiding under that rock. And you have to come out because the mate is not going to bring it out of you. Now, if the mate going to introduce something new to you, it's either you're going to embrace it or you don't. But you could fuck around and find out you love it.
Right. Well, what I was saying is that there are people.
Bringing it out.
Well, no, how you have a therapist. There are people who give you therapy, and you realize there are certain things that was haunting, that was dormant inside of you. Like a life coaches tell you about what's happening in the future. A therapist kind of unpacks what happens in the past. That kind of dictates where you are right now. And so in a way, there are people that can kind of just, long as you're open like you said, the person does have to be open and talk about it, whatever. But sometimes it's a person that can kind of be an intermediary that can kind of say, okay, give you this safe space. Yeah. And then say how that feel, how that smell. You're like, that's kind of cool. And they allow that person to touch them that way. Yeah. Don't say that, say this. And you hear what they're saying.
Yeah, see, you really got to be open-minded to your partner. And that's what I want y'all to convey. We don't say nothing else. Be open-minded to that. You don't have to subject yourself to flat out just you feel so humiliated.
Yeah, that's another. Be open-minded.
Because that's
to what side are you saying it? From the side of...
Okay, I'm sorry. So we have a question on Instagram. Can I have a question for you? Are you comfortable with a show that you have so much expertise on? I'm going around. Huh?
I don't know. I have to go and see that.
Okay, we don't know who's asking that fish scale and what you're saying. We'll come back to you,
honey. But here's one question I was asking you is that who's got to be open-minded? The person that's being the one that's open or the one that's encouraging the person to be open? The man. I'm sorry, guys. We're trying to read our Instagram. Let me see if I can get up and get closer. Your eyes are a little better.
But I think I see something.
Is it good?
No, it's not. I don't know what it is, but I see my name. No, that won't be me. I don't know what that is. We looking at some stuff, y'all. We have no idea what that is because I sure don't. Okay.
That was just appropriate.
Okay. So. I have no idea. I sure do not.
So
anyway. I'll drink to that.
Yeah, drink to that. Sip and spill. Here we go.
Thank you. So. No, but let me answer that. So on Instagram, y'all, somebody said something about expertise. And neither does my partner. We have no expertise in anything. Our talk show is simply about whatever our feelings are and whatever you think or feel. But we are not an expertise in none of that. We only simply talk about what we
know
and not what we heard. Yeah. That is it. We say that we are authentically ourselves at all time, and that is a fact. I wrap on that.
Right. So the point I was asking is that it's important for the person to be honest and say what they want and be open about it. But it's also important for your partner to not shit on you. Like, don't.
Right.
you can't. And this is what I was saying about the particular person that I know is they're kind of like, it's cool, you know. And then if you ain't ready, you ain't ready. We're not gonna force a person to be ready, but there's an intermediary because some people are kind of like mediums where they kind of like they can hear how you hear. They're like, oh, okay, Kim hear it a certain way. You doing too much. She ain't trying to. She ain't even open up.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So now we're gonna shut.
They kind of got their
we're gonna shut.
mindset.
Yeah, we're gonna shut this down. We're gonna do an experiment because she
right.
ain't ready, and you ain't ready because you talk. You know. So it's one of them things where. It's important. Hey guys, we're gonna take a 15-minute break because our live stream has ended on Instagram.
Yeah,
rightfully so, because Instagram is tripping right now. And we will get back to you guys. Listen, if you invite your friends to come on and see and talk and comment or whatever, we're gonna have a show next week. We are going to do We
will be doing a live next week. Oh. That's what he gonna say.
Yes, next week.
But we got a women tell all coming up. That's what he wanna say.
Yep.
We got a women tell all. Well, we're gonna talk about all different subjects. But we'll be back in 15 minutes.
We'll be back in 15 minutes.
So guys. Don't go nowhere. Come back.
Don't go nowhere. Okay, not too much.
No.
Don't like that.
No, that was excellent. the person that if you're being told that your mate wants to do other not encouraging anything to do that make you completely just feel uncomfortable and humiliated because then your partner shouldn't want you to do it anyway if you feel like that. But at the same time, maybe y'all can find a happy middle ground. You give a little, they give a little, and then it works out and make a beautiful cake. That's what I say.
I like it.
That's it on that part. Right?
Can you guys hear us? Because we try to engineer our own stuff, and sometimes it be on point. I know last week we did a break, and we got on and we was talking like 5 minutes. And it's like we can't hear shit. We're like, okay, sorry.
Bridget back on it?
Or whomever. I guess we can hear it. I heard that little sound right
there. I heard it.
Okay, well then there we go then.
Yeah, I guess we can hear ourselves.
Okay then. Shit. My God. That's my little. Okay, I think we might be good then. Okay. So talking about basically just coming out and saying, like Kim was saying, just telling what it is. You know what? That's the thing that she says all the time, ripping off the Band-Aid. And I think that we're as we delve into this other chapter of our lives, as we start to move, Sip and Spill are going to be catalysts into going into a next level of relating, next level of relationship and stuff like that. So I want to dive into a certain topic. I don't know if Kim ready to go into this certain topic or give an example of certain.
We never know what each other gonna say. Y'all.
Well, we did this particular day. Surprisingly, we actually did do some pre-show notes. My partner had some pre-show notes, which happened the first couple of lives. After that, she fell off. She wasn't doing it well. She was doing the end.
I don't know why y'all need to know this.
We just was.
I just don't understand sometimes.
Because Kim, I'm open. I'm transparent.
But it's too much, though. You don't have to be all that.
I've been told that though. To kind of
you just overkill the shit. He's just free at every angle. You don't even gotta be that free. Because if it was that damn free, then
don't stop.
Okay.
Stop. So go ahead. What you were going to say? This was interesting.
Okay.
I think
so
you
what
were going
you want to say?
Well, so I want to talk about this. Let's talk about it from the standpoint, because we talk about monogamy and polyamory and stuff like that, which we cover a lot of areas that's kind of weird to people who aren't accustomed to it, who don't have any experience in that. And so what happens, because it happens a lot when it comes to men. Men say, I want to do this, I want to venture, I don't want to try some different stuff. What if it's a woman that wants to do something? She has a husband or a spouse or significant other, boyfriend, and they've been together, and she wants to venture out. She loves him. She doesn't want to leave him, but she wants to try new things or have another partner. What do you do in those cases? I mean, how do we feel about that? What do we think about that? And that can be taboo. It's always tripped out. It ain't no fun when rabbit got the guns, what we say. And so when it's on the other foot, and the woman wants to do what men traditionally were doing, what do we do? How do you respond to that?
Yeah, I do them most of the time. How about you share about how Ozzy was showing you a video of a man that was crying on Maury when he found out that his woman was actually crying his ass off when he found out.
That shit was so funny. So the video was this guy on Maury, like a truth, one of them, what do they call it? Truth lie detector test. And he was trying to find out if the girl was trying to find out, was he tricking off? And kind of found out that was a lie. He was tricking off, fucking around with somebody. I don't know who it was. And then she was like, okay, shit, you doing all this? And he been doing some bullshit for a while. As we know. Right. Niggas do. All right, we're going to be real. But then she's like, all right, motherfucker. Just so you know, I was doing something with your boy. I was his best friend. Some shit like that, right? And the lie detector determined that she was telling the truth. This nigga ran to the back and was crying so bad. He was like, oh. When I tell you, that cat passed out. Some wife was telling her, she sent me that video, and I was like, I couldn't. She's like, man, niggas kill me. Putting out shit that they can't themselves take. And we've been like this. So now we're in a situation where somebody wants to be poly, or they want to explore, and or they're already exploring it, like unbeknownst to their partner. What do we do? How do you do it? How does that person say, you know what, I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be, I got a whole man. I love him. I love my husband. You, my husband. I love you. I ain't going nowhere. I fucks with you. Then can't nobody replace nobody the whole nine. But I want to do this thing. How would a man feel? How should a man respond? And more importantly, well, I don't say more important, but just as important, how should she convey this to him? Is that even a realistic thing?
Yeah, she gonna have to just come on out and tell him.
Now, here's where it gets tricky, because we know men, right? What is to come behind that? How's he gonna respond? I know niggas that get popped off for way less. I mean, people speculate that you smell the nigga's cologne. And so what do you say? What do you do? What happens? What do you think?
I mean, she already been suffering in silence by not telling them. Well, it's a two-part to that. See, I think you mess it up when you all. We need to talk about when you already in a relationship, and then we could talk about when you're not already in a relationship. But when you, I think the most trickiest thing in poly, monogamous, all that is when you already in established, well-known relationship, whether it's marriage or significant common law relationship, whatever you want to call it. If we've been in a relationship for such and that, not decide to bring anything new outside of our normalcy, you better be ready for the game to be changed. That person response most of the time is going to be off the chain, because what people really don't like to entertain the change. Mm-hmm. And I'm complacent. I'm comfortable. What you mean? What the hell you mean? How dare you? You know. So with that stated, it's one of those things where you just got to make a decision before she goes and sit down and tell her husband that she's already in a relationship with another man regardless. So it's going to be a two-part thing. He's going to be like, first, you lied to me. You've been lying to me. She got to deal with that because now you don't trust her. Then you want to add that you actually want something? You want me to actually do something after you lying to me? And then now you want me to accept that?
Continually to accept it. Like, not
right.
accept
so
that you did it.
Right.
But you want to continue to do it.
I know I lied to you and I didn't tell you about this person because I was scared. I didn't know you feel. But me and you already talked about you cheating. So you still continue to do it after that? And now you're telling me you just want me, forget all the sorries. I just need you to accept this. Accept this shit now.
We're going to be together.
Me and that person want to be together. So then, are you ready when you tell him that or her that? When she say, then it's either me or him. Or her or me, either or. You got to be ready for that. So most people say, I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to do what I do. See him on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, blah, 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 because I don't want to go through that shit. Mm-mm.
That's some tricky stuff, man. And it's like the rabbit hole runs so deep and there's so many intricacies in that. You just hit the nail on the head when you said, okay, now I'm not even talking about prior shit. Like you was on some bullshit already. So they have a tendency of being on some trick off shit. Then you're currently on some trick off shit that I didn't know. You obviously tricking off. I didn't know.
Right.
Then you want to keep doing the trick off shit with my blessing and my approval.
Right.
That shit gets crazy. It's like you said. One of the best things you said is like before, like when you're in a relationship. I know a couple. I wish I can invite them once. A couple that I talked to. They're in a group. And they've been doing things. They were actually swingers when they first got married. They came into it. I don't know how they met, but they came into it swinging and stuff like that, which kind of falls under the umbrella of ethical non-monogamy and all that. They end up becoming polyamorous, which means they kind of grew up to that type of lifestyle. And that lifestyle of being swinging and polyamorous, all that kind of stuff takes a lot of work. Or it takes a certain types of individuals, which we talk about all the time, where you have to be okay with partner having fun without you or with somebody else being this whatever.
Right.
But then you have this partner, but you don't know that. You don't even go into it with that understanding. Because you can go into it with an understanding and say, okay, we're going to, hey, Kim, we together, but, you can see other people. I'm going to see other people and stuff like that. And then even though we start like that, we still be like, yo, where you at though, Kim? I'm at. You've been gone a long time. I called you 3 hours in a row. You ain't answering your phone. Y'all doing it that long. Come on, man. You can't not that be. I know we have to move, So even in those situations, you be tricky, but like you don't know, and you thought everything is all good, and then you find you on some bullshit. Then you're like, no, but I'm gonna keep them. It's like, listen, I'm just saying, a person who I think is an evolving individual as myself, an evolving male, still learning, still trying to figure out shit, still trying to learn myself, still being accepting myself and other people. I'm still kind of like, damn. Some shit, even me and Kim be laughing, like, nigga, what did you talk? She would look at me like, okay, if you say so, but it's like, even me would be like, shit. I mean, would be like, yo, on the real, I don't know what. Leave me on that. I'm just saying, cats be on some. You don't know what they finna be on. So I'm not saying that that's cool. I'm not promoting that. I'm not. What's the word? I'm not supporting that shit whatsoever. But people get thrown off, man, and people get. It goes crazy.
I think it goes crazy like that. The most chaoticness is when you're already involved.
You already involved.
And if you don't have that type of relationship, the problem is that you already involved, right? But yet, as Ed is saying about himself, he is evolving. So when you get to know somebody, when you're with somebody at the beginning, 16, 15, 17 years old, even in your 20s or your early 30s, and y'all get together and your years pass by, you're not the same person.
Right.
You change, you evolve. So you have to go back to the table and what I call inventory check and start pulling shit off the shelf. And start saying, now what worked for me then don't work for me now.
Right.
I know I never wanted to go in your ass. I never told you nothing about that. But now I want to. I want to try it. Then it's, I know we never talked about threesomes. But now I want to try it. Or I know we never talked about me having you, another woman, and another man, and all of us just swinging together. Just slanging fluids everywhere. But now I want to. I'm just saying stuff like that but it's true, y'all know it is. All that of just wanting to do something different. When you're in a relationship, it's harder. So I have a different way. I think that it's just like I said, suggesting is really start talking to your mate and dress it up. Dress it up so you will be able to deliver it, because delivery is everything. So you need to dress it up to be able to have that conversation. But I can't tell you to shy away from it. You know why? You can't shy away from it because it's still within you and it's very much part of you. Because of that, how they say, some people say, because if you don't get it from that person, they'll go get it from somebody else. They actually do that shit. Whether they admit it or not, or tell themselves they're going to, they do. Then the question is, am I enough? So for all the women and men or whoever think that they're not, I know a man right now that I'm going to go ahead and tell you that you are enough. You're enough. I know a female right now saying, am I enough? No, you are enough. You're more than enough. But it's not about you being enough. That person just simply chooses something else. While we be sitting up choosing one person, they be choosing somebody and something else.
Which is themselves.
And you got to be okay.
Which is mainly themselves.
And it be themselves
because they want honest.
Right. And it be themselves because they want this, they want that, they want this. So no matter what you say or try to do, you just don't be it. And you got to be okay with things not being the way that you want. Mm-hmm. And as hard as it sounds, but I will not say don't shy away from it. I still would say don't shy away from it, because the reward can be that they actually do like it. And they actually rock with you and go with you. And you find out how much of a ride or die you really got. This is
where when I say the rabbit hole goes deep, and we know now what we heard. Rabbit holes runs deep. This is where it gets crazy. The crazy part is, number one, you have to make a decision as to what it is you want. even if you hadn't known about it. Like Kim always says, we're a different person 5 years from now. 10 years ago, we're different people. So the first thing you have to understand is, who am I? Who am I? What's going on with myself or whatever? Then you have to articulate that to your partner. You have to say, hey, this is me, this is what I want, right? And what you said was pivotal, was like, yeah, they may be like, damn, I like it, right? This is where it gets crazy. They may like it, and then you go like, damn, I don't like you liking it like that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
That gets fucking crazy. That's when we talk about Pandora's box, because there's so many angles to it. But
Right.
my life theory is, I would rather know than not know. Some people are people that say, you know, what they don't know won't hurt them and all that kind of stuff.
I say it's gonna hurt either way. If you don't tell me, you're living a lie to me, and then I find out, because we always do. And then if you do tell me, it's still gonna hurt. Because some people say, well, at least I told you the truth. That to me, at least part don't matter. It should be a damn requirement. You should be telling me the truth. I don't like when the people choices be taken away from them, meaning that you share something with them, and then you also chooses to keep something away from them because you simply don't want the other person to know for your own selfish reasons. But you take my choice away like that. I can't react, respond, or anything if you take my choice away. So I'm operating and dealing with you based on the fact of what I thought that you was giving me.
Right.
And come to find out, you're not giving me the same energy I'm giving you. You know what I'm saying? So I do think, like you say, it's going to hurt either way you go. The most satisfying reward for the person, if it hurt either way, is the one that you want the most.
Right.
And if you want, we can't get what we want out of life if you constantly keep looking back. You got to keep moving forward. So,
right.
And that's even in sexual preferences. I mean, if you unsatisfied sexually, you unsatisfied in your sex life with the person of your partner, why in the hell would you not share that? You know what I mean?
That's not fair to yourself and to them. And
right,
then they give them a chance to. It's so crazy
to change things, fix things.
Yeah, and then that to me is a telltale of their consideration and love for you, their consideration and love for you. They are saying, okay, I'm gonna make this adjustment, because it's crazy, because you tell them, it's like nobody wants to deal with that initial disappointment or the initial hurt when somebody says something to them and tell them, okay, I don't like this, or I do like this, that, and the third. And some people don't like that, right?
Right.
But it's like, you got to tell them, you got to talk, you got to put it out there. They got to fucking know, because so they can make those adjustments. And once you get past your feeling of being awkward, how they respond, and how they may look, once you get past that and they actually make those adjustments, like, damn, this shit actually worked out. We had a week or two of awkwardness, or a few sexual nights of weirdness, or them doing too much. Because, when you tell somebody something, like, oh, you want like that?
You know what, you ain't doing
like this. Now, I didn't mean that. You didn't have to bring it back to the room. Damn it, I didn't say it. But you do that, people just start, making those adjustments accordingly. But it's like, it's a thing where, again, I'd rather know than not know, and then tell the person so they can make those adjustments accordingly. And then you get to see how they evolve, how they rock with you. You feel like, that whole night, It's a beautiful thing. It can be a beautiful thing, Again, rather know than not know. I hadn't heard back from my partner, who's a Kinkstress, who's my friend, who's a Kinkstress, and to talk to her about different ways and introducing that to your love style, your lifestyle, certain things you can do, different degrees of how it works or whatever like that, because they're an expert at it. And it's not just, it's so funny because when you get into kinks and fetishes and doing things to spice up your relationship, it's not as hardcore or just straight to it like we would think. There's I think levels or processes to it. You kind of like, okay, this is what we're gonna do today. Okay, that's too much. We're gonna start over next week. Or we're gonna talk about this and we're gonna deal with this one particular thing we stuck at, and then we'll work on that. And then if it's not going any further, we'll leave that dead and start over or do something different. Or we'll come to an agreement like, okay, we ain't doing that. That ain't within our wheelhouse. That ain't in our ministries at all, or whatever. Or you may find out, like she said earlier, they may like that shit. That's a beautiful thing. You do some stuff and you missing out all this time, and they really like this thing that you may think they may not accept or may not like, or may think is weird, and they really love it. Like, I was wondering when you was gonna say something about that. God damn it.
Yeah, that's what I call you suffering in silence in your love life. But let's go ahead, and you had this on here about Bridget Bridget, I appreciate the love. So Bridget comment is for the person who wants to know if you guys were experts in order to give advice. This show is like being a happy hour with friends and just talking. I appreciate the love, Bridget. Yes, somebody did come for and they literally called me out, now my boy. And that is because I would say for whoever, however, at the beginning of the day, we say all the time, it's not what, we don't talk about nothing that we heard. We talk about what we know. And we damn sure ain't trying to be nobody therapist or nobody expertise for anything. We are sincerely sitting here talking to whoever and however want to talk about whatever we're talking about.
Mhm.
But you know, it's always going to be naysayers and people that think that they probably haven't had themselves dealt with in a way that they wanted to, and we sharing something, opening up. But that's okay. We're here for it, though.
We're here for it. We're on all the smoke. And so the thing is, and one thing I love about Kim and I is we talk about our own story. We put our own little shit out there. We talk about ourselves and stuff up to a certain point, you know, that's necessary.
Right,
we don't overshare.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm not ashamed of where I've been. I'm not ashamed of where I'm going. I'm not ashamed of my downfalls, my pitfalls. I'm not ashamed of my insecurities. These are things. The biggest thing is this. This is
not ashamed of who we are.
We're not ashamed of who we are. So this is the thing. So I'm gonna say this. This is when I started doing my Kim and Kim style now.
Coming from who they came.
Yeah, they came from my Kim and Kim. Let me tell you something about my Kim. Kim has never been a person. Number one, she's not judgmental. The first thing she'll do is give the shirt off her back. And if it's something that she's done or hadn't done, she'll tell you, okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong. I'll fix it. I'll make adjustments. She's very accommodating and very apologetic if she needs to be apologetic. And then Kim doesn't say some shit that nobody else can say back to her. She's been plenty of times that Kim has told me stuff that's like, yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, nah, nigga, that's whack. And I was able to do the same thing with her. And she was like, okay, shit, all right, damn, wow. But she stays right in the fucking fight. So that being said, what we do to our show is not to be braggadocious and stuff like that. We ain't no punks. That's number one. Right. So I'm talking when I do my show, I do a character Dan. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all, Dan is a character that I think does a lot of dumbass shit. We call him a dumbass nigga. That's his acronym meaning he does shit that I think is ridiculous. Right. He has the ideals of people that I don't agree with. But what I do, this is what I do. Just so we get some context around Dan. I don't talk about, hey, this dude John or Paul did something stupid. Right. He act like this. I said, no, I ain't gonna talk about him. Right. I'm gonna make a character, and I'm gonna embody what I think is weird or need to be addressed, or misogynistic, or rapey, or molesty, whatever this stupid ass, ridiculous ass character is. I'm gonna bring it to myself, and I'm gonna show you. So you can see now, if you are of that, if that's you, you can see yourself in my character. I'm not talking about you. I'm putting myself on Front Street. Again, that's just that character. When it comes to other shit, polyamory, monogamy, tricking off, cheating, not being a great father, not being a great husband, not being this, I'll talk about my motherfucking self. I don't need you to do that. Kim does the same thing. She don't need you to help her some of the shit that she did wrong, or the shit that she shouldn't. Who can she? You know, that's not who we are. That's not how we get down. So you would know who sip and spill out. We're people that say, listen, like Bridget said, we just having happy hour, having a drink with friends. But we're people that say, you know what? I ain't gonna talk about you. I'm talking about me. Right. This is me. Talk about me. You don't have to go and tell them. I already ran and told that. Goddamn it! Right. I'm telling you who the fuck I am. This is what I am. We tell our own story, so we don't feel bad about it. And some people are like, oh, why would you say that? Well, it's people. I hate this shit. Yeah. It's people that know your business and talk about you. Oh, here you are. Right. They don't come in here. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Sip spill. Yeah, fuck you. Talk about me. Tell me what you want to say to my motherfucking face. Talk to it, and that's how we do it. We're going to address our lives and address our situation the way we do it. And we encourage. Right. We encourage you to do the same thing. Own your shit. Sit in your things. Learn how to understand how to process yourself. Who you think you are or what you think you are can always be improved upon. I'm not here to judge you on it. Right. So I don't talk about you. Talk about me. I'm not here to judge you on it. So I talk about shit that I know and necessarily what I heard. And if it's some shit we heard, we say, yes, we heard it. I don't really know it. We heard it. That's how we talk about it. But we don't go in depth on it because we don't fucking know it. So that being said, anybody that's coming from a girl, she ain't by herself. And here's the crazy thing about it. You're coming for whoever you are, whatever your situation is. She ain't by herself. And it's a whole bunch of us. We run deep as hell. It's not like a thready type of thing, anything like that. It's just more like, it's just, it's like, them like roaches when you was in the apartment, they just never died and shit. You're like, damn, I thought you bombed it. You'd have smashed 35 of them. There's 16 of them living in the TV. Like, God damn, they didn't have 30 more babies.
Facts.
That's us. I'm not
That's
saying we
us.
roaches. I'm just saying it's a bunch of us, and we run deep and we run hard. So, and again, we don't talk about shit we heard. We talk about shit we know. And we ride for each other. We get down. So listen.
I'll sip on that.
Let's sip on that. Let me make sure you got some more.
Okay,
Let me get some more. Let me give my partner a little bit more drink. So, because she's come to my back plenty of times, literally on camera. So I'm coming to her back right now.
Yeah.
And the people that know me, and they know how I get down. And I'm not one of them niggas. I'm gonna tell you now this. A lot of people do a lot of calling. I'm gonna go and call. There was somebody I was working with a couple of times. The guy was like, yeah, I'm gonna do call somebody. I said, you gotta call them though, dog. You understand? We right here, right now. You gotta call a nigga. Right. I'm the nigga that get called. Right. So right now you gotta deal with me. I hope that when you call them and they get to you, you still here to tell the story. Right. Anyway. Okay. The moment. God bless the ministry and everybody else to go along with it.
Now we'll sip to that again.
Yes. Anyway.
He didn't sip.
Okay. That shit killed me.
Right.
I'm gonna call somebody.
Yeah,
call my boy. We gonna ride down there. I'm the call.
I'm right here.
you why you calling the niggas that need to help you?
Still be alive.
Yeah, hope they tell the story.
Right.
Because I'm here right now. You got to deal with this right now.
Right.
Why you calling?
Call nobody. It's just so crazy how people take stuff. And like I said, we know being on a social media platform, people will try you, come to you.
They're going to be coming at me too.
And they're going to call us and say, but once again, it's okay. I'm here for it. Ed is here for it. You know what I'm saying? We don't have no problems. The one thing I know for sure, and 3 things I know for certain, this ain't no punk show. So if you're going to come for us, come with it. I always have my receipts. You know what I'm saying, about what I know and not what I heard. So fish scale 33, 32, wherever you are. Hello.
Yeah.
Welcome to our show. First time seeing you.
God bless you. And you know how our name is actually on the show? Mm-hmm. Do that same thing. Have that same energy.
Yeah.
Be you. Show you.
Yeah.
That's who I is. You on 39th? Be on 39th. Don't be on Fugazi 37th in the half street because it don't exist. So, okay. That being said, be who you are. Allow your partner to experience and explore without feeling weird and crazy and awkward.
Yeah, and just open up the door. I think a lot of people is just scared to even try.
I think it's our culture, though.
Yeah.
It's us, our race. It's like there's such a so I'm going to talk about this polyamory thing. And it was so funny, but people are talking, they're like, man, what is this? It seems so weird.
Yeah.
They go right. And when they think about polyamory, and I'm not pro poly, pro mono, I'm just, my mind is open to whatever your relationship dynamic is, what works for you. I love love. I love love.
I think that's what everybody does.
I love love. I love relationships and marriages. I love, you want to be married. If that's what your vision is and your feeling is, I support it. I always support the couple, Me and Kim was some of the other day, and she's like, I need you to calm down. But there's certain things like I try to, by default, try to support the marriage and the family.
Right.
Try to work that out. But I love love. So my thing is that it was so funny because people were like, well, people thought that polyamory and things that ethical non-monogamy, they just seemed like it was just weird. Like, what is this mystery
People do
thing?
think it's weird.
It's very weird. But it's the craziest thing about it is polyamory and that world with the swingers and all that kind of shit like that, which is very weird, and the fetish stuff like that. It's just as weird. Remember back in the early 2000s and 90s, the internet was really coming out, and then all this porn was everywhere. And it was like porn. The porn industry is $1 billion industry, but nobody watched porn. But it's like, well, you know what I'm saying? Nobody quote unquote watched porn, but somebody watching it because
they wouldn't have been talking about it.
It was everywhere, but nobody wanted to admit that they was doing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with this.
The way it came out that there was a porn addiction.
It's a porn addiction. It was like nobody wanted to admit that they do porn is for the sin of the devil, especially in those red states, sin and devil and all that kind of thing. I can't hear what you're saying, but y'all, mostly it's in those red states.
Right.
They get a lot of credit cards from the red states, man. The people that
actually is doing it.
They watching this shit. So it's the same thing with poly. It's like it's so many. If people saying it don't exist, but it's so many like, man, that shit is whack.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, y'all, they in these groups, these swing groups, all that kind of stuff. So I say all that to say is that think it not strange do not consider it to be,
right,
you know, whatever. I'm not saying dive into it.
right.
Definitely not saying that. Get your shit together, get your mind right. You know, party got to be on the same page, love each other. Again, I'm all for marriage. I'm all about relationship. I'm all for monogamy. I'm all for whatever is your love style or whatever works for you. However, I'm also into being honest. If Kim is more of a monogamous person, Kim is a monogamous person. That's her thing. But if she's monogamous and I know she's monogamous and I'm polyamorous and I'm saying, well, I shouldn't try to convert you or lie to you. Like, that's not fair. If you know you're not going to be 100% real and you're going to try to be slick and do whatever, that's not fair. Even if she says, just don't engage. Don't involve yourself with a person that don't want to do it. Or you talk to her and say, this is what I want to be. And she said, okay, I never thought about it, but okay, I'm open to talking to you about it. That's what I'm saying. If you're a person that wants to try threesomes and stuff like that, you have to have this conversation, as awkward as it may be. If you're a person that likes to be, you know, do rope play, like you want to be tied up, or like simple stuff like being blindfolded. And a lot of people do this stuff, which I think is kind of a cute, sexy thing. You kind of like get certain smells or make them taste certain things and taste the flavors. Like, is it a cherry? Is it a banana? Mm-hmm. You know, don't get stupid until y'all really ready. I wouldn't do nothing like give them an egg and nothing like that. But do something like really sweet. Those are sexy little things to kind of spice your relationship. Blindfold them, do smell tests. If they can notice that fragrance, like, you wore this when we got married, or blah, blah, blah. Or you had this on. Or wait a minute, you put a piece of cloth on their body, their face. Like, oh, those are your paintings, or that's your beater from when, blah, blah. I love when you wear that beater. You know, that's awesome. That type of stuff. That kind of stuff. That's what I'm saying. So I want to make sure that we understand that when me and Kim talk, we talk about the extreme stuff. It don't have to be so extreme when you at. It can be just as sweet as like chocolate covered strawberry, or is it a banana, or is it fruit?
Yeah,
you know,
put some small things,
and that stuff you be amazed at that kind of stuff. Then the work
changes the whole.
It changes the whole night. Then once you do all that stuff, you be done and tired because you know I'm older now. Kim is young. She's a young person. I don't know how she stay up all night. I called her. She said, I was up there printing and doing stuff. I'd be knocked out. But you never know. You try those new things. You try all these different things. You be surprised how much work it goes into it. And you find out how satisfied you are and how you're like, yeah, that's some work. We had a great little night of sensuality. And don't be afraid of trying sensual things. Everything is always about just penetration. It's that mental stimulation. Okay. It's that seductive. It's the same. I think it's the same thing like you were saying about death. You said that the anticipation of death is worse than death. The anticipation of sex could be better than the actual.
More. Or just like intimacy. I think a lot of times too, I do not want to end the show without saying that. A lot of times too, one of the biggest complaints I've heard from women is he just want to get right to it. And foreplay is kind of going out the door.
Right.
You know, and then she all messed up, you know, trying to deal with that soaking and all that stuff afterwards because she just endured that instead of telling him that I need that play, you know. That's what I'm saying. But you have to have that meeting. You have to have that conversation so you can stop saying just going to it and handling it. And what's that? Like that was it. Like you, and then a lot of times to know, what's the best way I can say this? There is no best way. So I do what I do. The best way, know who you fucking. And I say that because when you are, okay, you're going to know exactly what they bring to that encounter. Meaning that if that person always do that same thing and they don't never go around the corner, you understand what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where you got to kind of figure out what they do and what you want and entertain that thought with them up front to be able to get what you need. Because some people don't know nothing about certain other things. They think that this all outside. So a man once said, and I know this to be said for sure, and especially when you're involved with someone you like, a man or a woman can say this. No one never taught me how to actually make love to a woman, like how to make love. Like I don't do make love. This is what I know what to do. Right. It said, this is all I knew what to do. And then I'm pat on my back after that. And I'm done good. Like you hear a young man say, being an older woman, you know, that's how shit. I did things I didn't even learn. That's how I learned, you know, and then they go blow a young girl's mind because they was taught all that from an older woman. And then you got a young woman saying an older man blew her mind. You know what I mean? But something we don't really rarely hear, and that is pretty much the same bracket people blowing each other's mind. You know why? That couple to me is way more to me in a more powerful mindset is because they both was open to exploration. And I feel that no matter what, in any relationship that you're in, you need to explore one another's bodies. You need to explore one another, period. You need to step outside the box to be able to captivate all the things that they are evolving to be anyway. They're going to evolve to be other people with or without you anyway, whether they suffer in silence and lie, or they come on right to you and they let the chips fall where they lay by telling you the truth. Either way it go, it can hurt. It can be scary. It can be awkward. It can be weird. You could talk about swinging, poly, monogamous, threesomes, all the things that Ed and I just said. The mic is about to drop. No matter what, you need to be forthright. Come on out and say it. It's an effect regardless of whatever it is.
Right.
And the whole point of this platform is to talk about shit people don't want to talk about.
You don't want to talk
Say
about.
things you hear things that you really be like, well, I can't believe that. You know damn well you've thought about it, talked about it, whether to yourself or someone else, but it's been said and done today. So take away this from us. No matter what you're sipping up on, rolling up on, or whatever, at the end of the day, be you. Be you. Post it and I'll read it.
Heather. Hey, Heather.
So we have Heather. Hi, Heather. She said, hi, Ed and Kim. Do you believe the pornography industry heavily influenced intimacy between spouses and partners? That get it right to it mentality and loss of love making. So she's saying basically that the lack of being able to just be with somebody, giving them, foreplay is being heavily influenced by the pornography industry. I agree. Also, even in music, Heather, you just hear, it's like, I put the panties down, she ain't even want it. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to know what the PUSS feel like. I want some head, stuff, songs like that. And you be like, and that's what they're doing. But if you want a fulfillment in life, like you decided you want to go to college and get your degree, or you want to be, get that advancement in a job, or you feel like that you want to get an advancement in other parts of your life, you got goals and all that, you need to do the same thing in your sexual life. You're going to have to upgrade that, because believe me, a lot of us probably is being completely unfulfilled and suffering in silence if you got all these other things you want to do. But you do got to be able to know who you're talking to when you talk to. You need to be grown as fuck when you talk to that person. But you also got to be willing that the circumstances is going to change. So if you say you want to bring another woman in the picture, she said, okay, I'm bringing another man. Is that what we're doing?
You got to be ready for that.
You got to be ready for that. Oh, so that's what we're doing now. We swing. Okay, so you go pick and I'm going to go pick. That's what we're doing. But if you want to be on some, no, this is what the fuck I want to do, but you can't do that. That ain't right.
It's crazy because that's a thing too, though, guys.
Because most men, they say, can't take what they put out to another woman.
That's a whole other
you want
segment.
us to be adjusting you all up in our ass, but we can't feel on your ass.
That's a whole segment. That's a whole segment. Somebody wanted to talk to. I got to talk to somebody. Want to jump and do a segment, join our show, and want to do a segment talking about male misogyny and shit like that. But yeah, that's the whole thing. So I agree with Heather too. I think that a lot of the porn is it's almost like porn is damning everything, and our music and what we see on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That whole ideology of just straight screwing. Like I always say all the time, I'm not a pussy fan. I'm not a pussy person. I don't know
what he mean, y'all. When he tell you that, all I know is that he's a man, and what he basically is saying, he's not harping on the fact
I gotta like
true
you.
interaction of just that.
I gotta like the person.
Okay, so a lot of people say, but most people nowadays, I can't say, even if they just like him for a little bit, they just like the way they look just that moment. It ain't no substance in sex no more. It's just a very act, and then you're done. You don't feel shit. You actually, I'm sorry, was you in the impression that I felt something for you?
Yeah, but I just think that,
and you'd be like, damn, I thought.
I think the world is self-pleasuring and things of that nature kind of takes it. You don't have to use somebody for just a buzz. It's like I want that intimacy. I want to feel you. I want to be attracted to you. I want to. So anyway, that's why.
Yeah, so he's at a different age, but for the younger people, the millennials or people just not there yet, mature, they all about smashing, and they watching pornography, and I mean they taping their girls when they having sex now. I mean it's and they comparing and all that. It's a lot of things that's going on, and you're right here. There's a lot of influence, and that's why I want to say, even for Ed and I doing this show today, our influencement is to be open and honest. That's what we influencing.
Right.
That's what we encouraging. Be open and honest and talk about whatever your damn fetish is. We don't give a damn. Right. We're not judging you. But anyway, I don't care if you're polyamorous, polygamy, mono, lesbian, all that, or whatever you want to be, gay. All we're saying is whatever your sexual preference is, you don't no longer have to be in a closet about it. That's what I don't want nobody to do, and that is suffer in silence.
Right.
And you're absolutely okay. We are not here to judge absolutely no one.
We actually want to be a gateway to get from one level to the next.
You ain't never lying. That's the freedom that I agree with. That when it comes to love, you should be able to be free in that area, and you're the way you want to love. It is not going to be acceptable to everyone. Hell, it might not even be acceptable to the most people that mean the most to you, family, friends, children, all that.
Your partner.
And even your partner. You have to be okay with that. That's the first thing you need to do, is accept the fact that what you want more than likely is not going to be acceptable to a lot of people. But for all of the examples that we got in this world and what we've known, that's where the greatest thing starts. Everybody's vision is not the same.
Right.
So that means the way your body feel is not the same as someone else's feel. Another feeling from someone else can make them feel it. It's just certain things just don't work with no one else. Like this show, it just ain't gonna work with nobody else. It's Ed and Kimmy Kim's show. That's just how we get out. Everybody have their way of doing things. So it doesn't matter romance, career. You need to be able to rock the way you rock and understand it. And once you understand your lane and your place, then you can grow and go anywhere.
Exactly. So that being said, you guys, we appreciate the people that come on and log in and that have subscribed.
Especially the ones
people
we
that
can't
comment.
see.
And there's people that we can't see, we haven't been able to communicate with. We would love to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
And some people, if you want to be invited, we opened it up for you guys to be on the show. Next week, we're doing a women's tell-all. And we are going to revisit the men's tell-all probably some first week or some second week in April, somewhere around there.
Right.
But we're doing the women's tell-all at the end of the month next week. And it should be a wonderful thing. And we're going to really listen and talk to women's this is Women's Month. We had a Women's Day, but I think it's important and imperative to okay, now peace now, Miss Bridget.
Thanks for the love.
Thanks for the love. Thank you all, guys. So we're gonna really delve into that, and then I really want to hear from you guys what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and really express that love and those concerns, guys. Love you guys. What else? We had some stuff from you want to pause a couple of comments.
We're good.
So listen, guys. We like you, love you. We want more of you. Listen, and we've been real, and it's been fun, and it's always,
he always say
always motherfucking real fun. You hear what I say? We love you guys. Like, subscribe, and share. Sip and Spill. We will be on Anchor. We'll be on YouTube and Facebook or whatever, and
Instagram.
On Instagram, definitely on Instagram right now. Instagram Live for those who want to get on Instagram.
We got some shows coming up that we're going to be doing. We'll be putting out also later. We got some character shows, so please tune in and watch it. It's definitely going to come across. If you're a subscriber of ours, letting you know that we dropping some characters. So it's about that time.
It's about that time. Love you guys. For real. We appreciate it.
Peace out.
Peace out.